But here's the question. Do you feel that change is a logical process or an emotional process? What do you think? Well, I've worked with many leaders across many different countries, and a lot of leaders tend to feel that the change is actually a very logical process. So they approach it in a very logical manner. They have conversations with the team members. They talk about the future that they want to go towards and how it looks like, what's better and different for them. And when they actually implement the change, they realize that it's not always the way it should be. Sometimes there's resistance that comes out. Sometimes there's a lot of inertia. People get frustrated, and the leaders realize that it's not as simple as that, because they approach it from a very cognitive, a very logical way. I want to suggest something to you, and especially if you're a leader, this might really open up your eyes. Change is actually more emotional than you think it is. It's a lot more emotional. Let me explain why. Because when a lot of leaders communicate change, they talk about the future orientation of the company, and that's great. You know, what's different and what's better. But sometimes they need to really explore what does this change mean for the individual, not just for the organization. What's in it for the individual? So that's why a lot of leaders lack this clarity when they communicate. They just talk about, oh, things will be faster, will be better for the organization, but they don't realize what's in it for the individual person. So if you're communicating change, I want to suggest that maybe we can communicate change a little bit differently. Maybe it's time to start focusing on what's the better future, how it's going to impact the organization. And the next thing is to, what does it mean for the average person? So you could actually create desire, a more emotional process for this person by sharing that, hey, I'm sure you always wanted to do work that is really meaningful. With this new change, you can actually move on to a higher value of work without getting entangled by all the administrative details. It will set you free to do what really makes you happy. The leaders can also approach it from a different way. They start asking the team members to imagine, hey, suppose if we are able to do our work on the highest level and we are able to deliver fantastic results for our clients and we are able to serve them really well. I'm just curious, what's going to be different? What's better in this new future? And they can ask the next emotional question. What difference will we make for us and for them? And the answer will always be, it's going to be great for them, and I feel really fulfilled when I can serve at the highest level. So before you embark on the next change project, and if you think about it, during the pandemic season, there are a lot of different changes, many changes that keeps coming up in the process flow, in the way you do things, in the way you serve your clients. Focus on what's necessary, the logical component, but get the team members to start thinking about how they will feel as well when they're serving at the highest level and when things are better. And I can always assure you that the conversations become really optimistic, that people get excited and they feel that this is the change that they want to see.